Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I'll be checking out the classified Python Patrol Viper, the really difficult to get, more so than most of the other figures because this guy is a Target exclusive. Those Target exclusives are just killing us. Just stop with the exclusives already. So this guy, I picked him up from Heroes. They are a toy shop outside the Isle of Wight, a small little toy shop, but they have got the goods if you can afford it because they do not ship internationally. I got this guy with Outback and the Python Patrol Bat, had them shipped across via a freight service. Not going to tell you how much it cost in the long run because it was ridiculous, but the figure itself was about £25, which is probably 45 Australian dollars. So he was a Target exclusive released this year. I haven't seen him anywhere in Australia, and I know many of my fellow collectors across the pond are really struggling to get their hands on this guy. So let's take a closer look at the box. So nothing new here. This is the exact same design as the other Viper which we've had, just coloured differently, and I don't mind that. Very, very nice artwork. Python Patrol logo on the left hand side here, and then again same artwork. I don't like this Python Patrol and Tiger Force jungle that they've got going on here. I much prefer the collage which we see in the other figures, but hey. And then number 42 in the line, again that piece of plastic has been removed, all its particulars, and Cobra Viper. So let's crack him open and take a look. Okay, so here he is out of the box with all his accessories, and because this is essentially a repaint, I thought as I went through the accessories I'll just do a quick comparison with the OG Viper, and you can see my OCD has really kicked in. I had to make it as symmetrical as possible. So starting off with the backpack, here is the Python Patrol backpack and the OG backpack. In terms of the sculpt, identical, just different paint applications, obviously yellow here, and they've removed the blue. That is essentially it. The rifle, no point in really going over the rifle because it is identical. No differences whatsoever. It even comes with the removable magazine, just like the original one did. And likewise for the sidearm. The goggles, however, do have a very small difference. So OG on the left and Python on the right. The lenses are red on the Python. That's essentially it. Something that is different, however, is OG came with this neckerchief and Python doesn't. But apart from that, they are identical. Okay, so I won't go too detailed with the overall look of the figure. He is essentially identical in sculpt to the original Python, the original Cobra Viper. Obviously the paint applications are the standout. So here, same as the bat, they've gone with the yellow and the grey. I wasn't really familiar with the Python Patrol line. Please let me know in the comments, was there actually a Python Patrol Viper in the vintage line? I'm not sure. I know there was a Python Patrol Crimson Guard in the 25th anniversary line, but I don't know if there was a Python Patrol Viper. So yeah, let me know in the comments. But in terms of the overall colour scheme, I'm not personally a fan, but it is in keeping with that Python Patrol look. Just so you can have a quick reminder, let's just do a quick comparison. So you can see that they have literally just repainted it, which is what we expected. We all knew that was going to happen. So not any differences of note. They are still nice figures. This is one of my favourite figures, I have to say. This figure, just something about it, the understatement of it, I guess, the few colours that they've used. I said it in my review. If you haven't watched that review, please go back and check it out. I just think it works, the simplicity. And this one, it does, but the yellow I'm not a fan of. I said it with the Python Patrol Bat. Although it has grown on me, and I'm sure this one as well, I just think the yellow is a little bit garish. But overall, yeah, it's not bad. And let's just very, very quickly go over the articulation. We know what to expect. It's going to be identical, but I will just cover it very, very quickly. So a whole bunch of down and up at the head, full rotation, butterfly joint at the shoulder. Almost sounds like it's a ratchet, but it's not, it's just stiff. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, swivel at the peg at the wrist. Not much ab crunch because of the jacket. all the way up at the hip, drop down legs, rotation at the thigh, double jointed knee, rotation at the boot, and then rocker and pivot at the ankle. So nothing really of note, not a bad thing. The articulation has always been good with the classifieds, and this one is no different. They've also kept the pegs in here because he is obviously a reuse. That would have been something special if they had reissued this figure without the pegs. Then we would know it would be a new buck, but obviously not. So my final thoughts on the Python Patrol Viper. Now this was more of a comparison than a review really. If you're interested in seeing the review of the other Viper, then please go back and check that out because I do go into a little bit more detail. Something which I'll mention now, however, which I didn't mention earlier, was the paint applications on this figure. Unfortunately, the paint apps are pretty shit. You can see here on the backpack, the yellow bleeds into the black, and on the actual figure itself, the yellow bleeds into the grey quite badly on the shoulders and also on the belt. And also the yellow bleeds into the red on the visor. Now it could just be my figure, but to make matters even worse, they forgot to drill the hole for the backpack. I've played around and unfortunately there's no hole, it's just in the jacket, it's not actually in the figure. So I can't use the backpack at all. I mean, that is a huge disappointment. Hopefully it is my figure. If you are fortunate that you do see these in the store and there's more than one, have a good look through the panel before you buy to check out those paint apps. So look, I do know that these are a cash grab, the repaints always are, but I do think that they need to raise the standards because we're getting a bunch more repaints, and unfortunately this one is just subpar. So if you like this content, then please do consider subscribing because I do post reviews as I get new figures. Other than that, thank you so much for watching and take care.